All right, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Wow, first day of school. This is the first board meeting for the 2026-2027 school year. I hope everybody had a pretty nice summer. I know it gets shorter and shorter every year. And I hope that y'all were able to take a vacation and do some things with your family. We're excited to be here. I'm going to call this meeting of the Bamberg County School District Board of Trustees to order. It is August 3rd, 2026, and it's right after 6 o'clock. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If we could pause for a moment of silence. Thank y'all. All right, next on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Board members, you received your agenda in your board packet, and hopefully you had an opportunity to review that. If so, what is the pleasure of the board concerning the agenda?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
I move
ma'am.
that we accept the agenda for August 3rd, 2026, as it has been presented.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from
Sounds like Ms.
Griffin.
Ms. Griffin. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of approval of the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Here none, and the agenda is approved. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes for July 6, 2026. You also received that in your packet, and hopefully you've had an opportunity to review those minutes. What is the pleasure of the board concerning the minutes from July 6, 2026? Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chair, I move that the minutes from July 6, 2026 be accepted as they've been presented.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from
Was it Ms.
Ms. Coker. Thank you, Ms. Coker. Any discussion? If not, then all in favor of approval of the minutes for July 6, 2026 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Here none, and those minutes are approved. Next on the agenda is the federal programs update. Dr. Rhonda Ray. Good evening, Dr. Ray. Good to see you. Hope you got a little vacation this year, and hope you enjoyed it.
Can you hear me? Okay, all right. Mr. Board Chair, school board members, the federal programs report, you have a copy of the report in your packet. It has the allocations for the different programs, and attached to the report is the breakdown that compares this year's preliminary allocation to last year's allocation. So for Title I, this year, the preliminary allocation for our district is $1,223,569.94. And all of our schools are Title I schools, so they are receiving funds. And overall, the funds are utilized for school supplies for the students, parent and family engagement activities, on-site counseling services, our district social worker, supplemental instructional supplies, and then also a digital platform that the teachers are utilizing to differentiate instruction. The Title I plan has been submitted to the State Department. However, we haven't received notification that it's been approved. And the timeline varies from year to year. Last year, I think it was around September, October, by the time we got the approval. Our Title II funds, $105,396.46. These funds are used to support teacher professional development, which is focused on ongoing job-embedded training. It also focuses on tuition reimbursement for teachers to complete alternative certification, and also for reimbursement for teachers who pass the praxis so that we can recruit and retain quality teachers for our students. The Title II plan was submitted. Again, it has not been approved yet. Title III, we have not received the allocation for our district for this year. Last year, we received about, I think about $2,000, a little bit more than that. But the funds will be allocated to provide language instructional materials for ML students, parent and family engagement, and then also to provide professional development opportunities for the ML teacher and ML coordinator. The Title IV funds, the plan is not due until August the 31st. We have already had a meeting just to share what plans we have to put in the plan for this year. And the funding is $95,365.58. And we're planning to provide supplemental related art supplies across grade levels to support college and career readiness with classroom kits, a district license to provide student safety and health wellness modules that they can complete online, and then also opportunities for the district social worker, our guidance counselors, and our technology coach to attend conferences. Title V, we're still waiting on the State Department to give us that allocation. At a meeting, they said the plans are not due until November, so between now and then we'll get the allocations. But in the past, and we'll continue to support instructional supplies, staff development, and also technology resources. We're also waiting for our Perkins and state equipment funding for this year, but those funds are utilized at both high schools for the CTE programs, again, for the different upgrade on equipment and to also upgrade the classroom kits for the different programs that we support. And just a brief update on the comprehensive support and improvement. As you know, the middle school in Denmark, grades 6 through 8, previously received allocation. We were notified that we have additional allocation. So we have a meeting tomorrow. It's myself, the principal, Dr. Simmons, and then 2 representatives from the State Department. And that meeting is scheduled for tomorrow to discuss those additional funds. Okay. And that concludes my report, federal programs update.
Y'all have any questions for Dr. Ray?
I do have a question, Dr. Ray. So looking at Title IV, I just actually have a very specific question because this has been on my mind lately. It talks about the safety and well-being virtual modules, or student safety and wellness virtual modules. Do you know if those happen to include education on vaping?
Yes, there is a
Okay.
training that we can push out to students on
Okay,
vaping.
because I know that's a concern across the state, obviously, in every district, and I want to make sure that we're educating our students on the dangers of that. So,
Yes.
okay, that's
We
in
have
there.
that capability.
Very good, thank you. That would,
And Dr. Ray, may I please follow up on that same thing?
Sure.
Jenny, did you say that it was for safety and wellness?
that's what it says.
I think you said wellness, okay.
Yeah.
We'll be looking at the second reading of a policy tonight that deals with wellness. And one, that doesn't necessarily fall under your umbrella, but it does live here. And one of the things is that the district will be providing education for nutritious choices in eating and so on. Will that safety and wellness program have some of those lessons?
I would have to check to see if nutrition is part of that. I know
Or
there's the
wellness.
vaping and safety just in general, like with drills for students to know about drills and being safe.
It might
But I
not
can
be
check.
the actual nutrition.
I can check and see if nutrition is part of
Okay,
that.
thank you, appreciate that.
Sure.
Dr. Ray, did the state give you any kind of indication of why the district was cut funds in Title I and Title II?
Well, actually, it was a cut across the district. So at the meeting about a month ago, Jennifer Rhodes with the South Carolina Department of Education, she stated that there's a formula that they go through, and you know, once they get their allocations, then they send it down to the
Right.
schools. And she did tell us at that time that some schools may see decreases, or some districts may see decreases, other schools may see increases. So as you see on the attachment, we do have a slight
Yes.
increase in Title IV.
Yeah.
However, there's decreases in Title I and Title II.
I was just wondering if the poverty rate dropped in Bamberg County, or whether the student population dropped, but they didn't indicate anything. I know
They
it's
did-
based off census data,
That's correct.
but they didn't indicate anything
They didn't give
particular
any,
to your district.
they didn't give any specifics for our districts.
Yes, ma'am.
May I ask another question, please? This is about Title II. I think that you said that has to do with teacher professional development.
Yes.
Does that pay the fees to go to certain courses?
Now, what our district has prioritized is making sure that we support teachers who are going through alternative certification, because we have a team that we meet with yearly, and we actually met last week. And so one of the priorities is to look at the alternative certification, and also look at reimbursing teachers if they pass the praxis. So those are two of the priorities for this year.
Okay, I've been thinking about the budget, and I noticed that a lot of times several people go to an in-service. This might not be the kind you're discussing, but it seems like everybody takes their own car, so everybody gets their own mileage. Is that, would mileage be paid?
Yes, we can't, actually Title II, because of the professional development, we do pay for, as long as they're within the district's, you know, rate, we do pay for the reimbursement for mileage. That comes out of Title II.
Okay, and then when those teachers return from their training, do they give any reports or anything to the district? Or-
Now, that would be at the school level. So in the school buildings, the principals, as part of the expectation, and then what's on the permission for them to attend the session on the professional development justification form, they are stating that they will go back, and whether it's school-wide or grade level specific, that they're going to share the information that they receive.
But you don't follow up on that? It's up to the principal?
It's up to the principals.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Dr. Ray, one last question. How many, and I might catch you off guard on this one, but how many ML students do we have in the district? Do you
I
know?
want to say it's approximately 46, but don't
Okay.
hold me to that number. I can get an updated number for you, but last year, I think we ended the year right around 46 students.
Okay. Wow, it's a lot. Okay.
And it started, it was increasing, but it ended around that number.
And we have a full-time ML
Yes, we
teacher
do.
that roams, I guess.
Yes, and she serves all the schools, all the students. She has a schedule of when she's there. She'll email the principal and myself when she's not going to be in the district, so that they are aware that she won't be serving the students, but she is full-time.
May I ask which language is the primary one that we're working with?
Now, we have several. I would say Spanish probably is the one that most of our students, but there are some students who speak Afrikaans. I think we have a couple of Ukrainian students. Those are probably about the top 3, I would think, or as of last year.
Okay.
Because we've also translated documents for their parents at their request.
What was that first one again?
The Spanish?
Spanish.
Or, oh no, sorry, Afrikaans.
No, before that, that was Spanish?
Yes, it's Spanish.
Okay.
Yes, Spanish was.
And Ukrainian?
Ukrainian.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for Dr. Ray? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ray. We appreciate your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know it's a tough job. I did it for a long, long time. Yes. All right, next on our agenda is student and staff recognition and superintendent's report. Mr. Ulmer.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's been a busy day in Bamberg County School District. Obviously, today is the first day of the 26-27 school year. We had a smooth start. I made my way around to different schools this morning and had conversations with principals and teachers. I was around during intake this morning. Everything appeared to be going smoothly, or as smooth as it can be on a first day when you got new kids coming into buildings. I have emailed the principals again at the end of the day, kind of asking how it went, and everybody agreed that it was a good day. So that was good to hear. So I appreciate all that everybody's done over the summer to prepare for today. Our buildings look good. We've had a lot of work done inside, and we have done a lot of work outside in terms of making sure that our landscaping is up to par, and it looks nice as well. So if you're around the buildings, pay attention to what it looks like outside. Lots of fresh pine straw, lots of bushes being trimmed, lots of aging going on, trying to prepare. The weather the last couple of days is, as you know, grass looked good last week, and this morning it was already tall again this morning. The highway grass is hard to keep it looking good. Anyways, we're trying to stay on top of that. But I'd like to thank all of my administrators, faculty, support staff, transportation. My bus driver's getting up this morning and getting going. I'm glad I didn't have to get up at 5 o'clock this morning to get on the school bus. But I am so thankful that we got those who are willing to do that. I'd also like to thank our parents for working with us on the first day. Lots of open houses last week. We had good turnouts, which is always a great thing to see. It helps the first day of school go so much more smooth. So we're good to see that. Like I said, everything that I saw today was positive. Now at the district office, it's been pretty busy. We've had a lot of people still trying to enroll their kids in school, or trying to bring their kids from out of district, or even trying to move their kids across district, inside the district from one school to another. But as you are well aware, that right now our inter-district and our intra-district transfers has been cut off. So we've stopped accepting students right now. We have a request from South Carolina School Board Association to get you guys to smile pretty for a picture. Where I would welcome back sign that they have provided. When we go into executive session, we're going to get Mr. Ole Nelson himself back here, Mr. Ricky Paget, to take a picture of us, or take a picture of you guys. So just know that that's coming when we get ready to go into executive session. So, enrollment. As of today, and this number will change. This number is fluid, as you're all very aware. We'll have kids enroll and kids move out over the next 2 weeks. This number will change daily. It changed from this morning until this afternoon. So as of today, we have 1,754 kids across the district. Now if you look back from 24-25, we had about 1,825. 25-26, we had 1,811, and today we had 1,754. So you see our numbers are decreasing.
Yes.
So now I'm going to tell you that traditionally our numbers will increase over the first couple weeks of school, and then it's going to decrease. So look for that number to drop. And you can see that in 24-25 that wasn't the case, but in 25-26 that number did drop about 30 kids. So it will drop a little bit. So just be prepared for that. All right, and then that's what I got. Like I said, I'm glad to see everybody's smiling faces today. Lots of buzz, lots of excited kids. Like I said, I made my way around last week to our open houses. It was good seeing families excited about getting their kids back in school. And I know they're ready to get them back in school because they've had enough of them. I've got 2 of them myself. I'm ready to get back in school. So.
Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw the letter that you wrote, and it was on Facebook. I thought that was very, very well done.
Thank you, ma'am. And I did get a letter out last week, just welcoming everybody back. So.
And I had a question. You said that the district is not accepting inter or intra
Right.
Students at this time. Does that mean all their classes are filled, or just till things settle down a little bit?
Well, that means until things settle down, but it also means that obviously we've got a policy tonight on inter-district.
We do.
And that inter-district policy speaks to an enrollment period.
Yes.
And if it passes tonight, that enrollment period will be February 1 through May the 3rd, I think, for inter-district. So people who are trying to come in from another district, from an Orangeburg or an Allendale, they have to try to enroll during that period. If they don't get enrolled during that period, they have to wait until that period opens again the next year.
So in other words, they would not be able to even try to enter until 5 or so months from
They
now?
can't enroll until February 1st roll.
I wondered if
For next
since-
year.
Okay, and I could not find the application on the
Okay.
website.
Well-
But it will be, I found a lot of stuff there, it was
Right,
great.
right. Well, once this passes, then we will create something and have it
Okay.
more. We've got something on the interdistrict on the website now, though. Yes, in our policy. It's in the policies.
Well, I
I
was,
did speak last board meeting about adding why you like, or why you.
yes,
consider
right.
it.
Right.
But I did
right.
not
Actually
find
made-
that
I
application.
actually made that change and had Ricky update
It-
it. So it is updated.
Well, I found something called the file folder, and it had different kinds of forms that the district has.
Okay, we can send you a link to it. We'll send you a link to it.
I would
show you what it
appreciate a
says.
link, because I could not actually find a form.
We'll get that for you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, that's
All right.
all I got.
Okay, thank you, but don't go anywhere.
As much as I would like to, I do.
All right, next on the agenda, second reading for Bamberg County School District Policy, Section A, District Wellness, Policy ADF, District Wellness. Mr. Ulmer.
The good old ADF District Wellness Policy. This is the second reading. We did make the requested updates. That were asked about last month. This is before you for a second reading. The changes that were requested were made.
In reading over this time, I was very concerned about this policy, because it points out that the district will provide educational opportunities for nutrition, wellness, and so on.
Okay.
But it doesn't tell if it's Betty Crocker that's sending them to us, or if that's Cindy Hurst. I mean, we don't know where they're coming from.
Okay.
We don't know what teacher is gonna have to do it. We don't know who's in charge of making sure they go to every school.
Okay.
I understand that the principals are in charge. You're in charge overall, but the principals
Right.
are in charge in each building, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, that was in here. But, and I also found a huge contradiction. There's supposed to be some rating scale that tells if you can sell the good quality food that you want for good nutrition during the day, and it doesn't really say who makes that decision.
Okay.
But anyway, it did have a contradiction. It's on page 5, and it's right near the bottom. It says the standards do not apply to marketing that occurs at events outside of school hours, such as after-school sporting events or any other events, including school fundraisers. And I think that's a little two-faced. Because don't worry, I'd be eating all that junk food as much as I could,
Right.
you know.
I'm gonna be upset if I got to go, if I try to eat a hot dog at a ball game and you try to feed me something off of a whole grain bun, I can tell you.
Well,
Can you even serve a hot dog? That's my question.
I don't know.
Right, right.
But, I mean, perhaps, I just think it's a little ingenuous
Okay,
to promote one thing in the daytime and then, oh, well, we're making money off of you guys now, so sure, you can eat the non-nutritious food.
right.
That's
Well-
my point. Thank
Well,
you.
in things like athletic events, where you have a concession stand, you have more than just students.
I realize that.
And, you have adults, and really, you don't really see a lot of adults saying, I want to go to the school cafeteria and have pizza and corn.
No, but they could
Yeah,
have
but,
characters.
I think the purpose of this policy, and Mr. Ulmer, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the purpose of this policy, or at least the language right there in that section, is it's not to compete or interfere with the lunchroom and the lunchroom standards, because USDA has very specific
Right.
standards on serving school lunches and breakfasts, and they have to fill out paperwork and submit
Right, I
it to the
understand.
state and to the feds and stuff like that. So I think that's where that language comes from. I know that some schools in the past have banned like donut sales during lunch, But I think there's even, you know, some leeway nowadays in legislation or somewhere I saw where you can actually do that so many times a year.
30-day long marketing
Yeah.
things. And then I think last time we said per group.
Right, per group.
Yeah,
Each
not,
group
so if
has-
there are 50 groups, that's 150 days.
Right,
Oh,
right.
again.
So are you good with
Could you
this?
please tell me, was this from the federal government or just the School Board Association?
School Board Association.
And why were they inspired to send this? Are they anticipating something
It's a
from the
good
federal?
question. I guess it was just time to be updated. But it also comes from all kinds of help calls, and codes that have been put forward.
All right, well, Am I the only person that's sort of worried about how this is actually going to be implemented, if in fact it's going to be implemented properly?
Well, I mean, I trust the administration and teachers to make sure this policy is, you know, enforced.
I understand that, but
Implemented with
it's sort of
fidelity
like,
enforced. Yes,
to
ma'am.
me, it's sort of like an unfunded mandate. You're told you have to insert these things into your math class or wherever, but where's the textbook? Where's the lesson guide? You know, I think that puts an extra burden on teachers.
Well, when we form a wellness committee, after this is passed, the wellness committee will be heavy-handed in determining what needs to be done. and if
So
it's- if
they
it's
will be
meeting
the
policy.
ones.
Right, right.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yes,
That-
ma'am.
that's
And I
good.
think maybe, Mr. Ulmer, if you could do this for us, whenever that wellness committee is formed,
Yes, sir.
you know, maybe you could tell us the members, and maybe, you know, if y'all come up with some decisions and
Okay.
stuff like that. I don't want to get into this idea of micromanaging from
No.
the board. But if the board wants to be aware, or if some board members are concerned about this, want to be aware of what's going on with this wellness committee, I'm sure that they could provide some kind of documentation, meeting minutes or something like that, so we can ensure that this policy is carried out according to how it was passed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I would appreciate that, and I'm sure the other board members
Thank
would
you.
too as well.
Won't be a problem.
All right. All right, you've heard the recommendation from the administration concerning this policy, ADF, district wellness. Do I have a motion from the board concerning the second reading of this policy?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we accept the second reading of policy ADF, district wellness.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Coker. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Bunch. Any discussion? I think we've already held our discussion. All those in favor of second reading of district policy ADF signify by saying aye. Aye.
I'm
Any opposed?
abstaining. I'm abstaining.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Ms. Jessica, you noted that. Okay, thank you. All right. All right, next on the agenda is second reading of Bamberg County School District Policy, Section J, Students, JFAB, the administration of non-resident students, inter-district transfers, and JFAB R, the administrative rule of admission of non-resident students, inter-district transfers. Mr. Ulmer.
Yes, sir. As you mentioned, second reading JFAB. This was a policy we had on the books that it did require some updating. In JFAB rule -R, the rule admission of non-resident students are inter-district transfers. That was a new policy, and that is a new rule. We run before you last month. It is before its second reading tonight. As I mentioned a few minutes ago when we were discussing the inter-district, this is students who live in other counties who are trying to enroll in Bamberg County School District. There's a window where we would accept or decline acceptance into our district. And that window is February 1st through May the 3rd. I think is it 90 days, Jessica? You know what it says? It's a 90-day window, and that's what it will look like next year. If it is passed, we will not accept any more inter-district transfers until that window opens back up. It is a first come, first served. There are some disqualifiers. Those disqualifiers are listed on NJFAB. I think they're on page, actually I'm wrong. It's on the rule on the second page. It's on the back of the page. There are some reasons that we can deny transfer requests. If we deny a transfer request because of space, those students are put on a waiting list, and when we have room, then we would allow those students to enroll at our school, in our school. So once again, these are before you tonight for the second reading. Present these two. Yes, ma'am.
There are so many wonderful things in this. I was so impressed with the very specific reasons for denying admission. They were very well stated. The only problem I have with this is I think perhaps the door has been shut after the horse is gone. In other words, this is a 6-month delay before anybody else can apply to come here. And then they would only be allowed to enroll for 4 months. You know, they wouldn't automatically be enrolled the next year. They would have to, isn't that correct?
There's a 90-day window where they can enroll for the next year. That's correct.
Wait.
So you can enroll in February for the following school year.
Okay, so nobody will come, there will be no more inter-district students this year at all, period.
That's correct.
We accepted inter-district students last month. We approved.
Those were already in our, number one, this policy wasn't in effect yet.
I know that, and
Number
this
two, a lot
policy's
of those-
not in effect yet either.
And a lot of those people were already in our transfer portal, so to speak. Things were already.
Right,
moved.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, it seems to me that it's sort of a major shift in the district's policy, or the district's practice, let's say, of allowing students to apply and not having a cutoff date, and now suddenly there will be no more this whole year. I think that's a big surprise. I don't perhaps necessarily think it's in the best interest for community and district relationships. If you could go through each grade and say, we already have our capacity in the following grades, you know, that is why we would refuse admission. But
Well, I'm presenting this to
I
you
understand
as it
that.
was presented to me.
But the thing about an inter-district transfer, they're coming from other districts.
Correct.
right.
And, you know, you don't necessarily have to take them just because they want to come here. You don't necessarily have to.
It does
take
represent
them.
a certain amount of income for our district.
Well, it does, that is correct. But if your classes are filled to the brim with our students, you know, and you gotta have a cutoff window somehow.
I understand, but see, what you're doing, what will happen when we pass this is, surprise, no more. The ones that already had applied, maybe before June, when we thought about passing this, you're cool, but the rest of you forget it for an entire year, and you have to wait till February to even try for the following August. And I don't think that's a very nice thing to do to the community, or the surrounding community. However, if you were to say, okay, in fact, 4K maxed out, they have every kid they can take, 5K is the same, 6K, first grade, geez, there's no room there. We are at the capacity.
And that's what we've traditionally done until this policy was passed down.
I know, but see, what I'm saying is, that's a reason why you can't take students, and that's a reason that's endorsed by this policy, but you're just arbitrarily saying nobody can come this year. That's what this policy is saying, in my opinion. perhaps I'm not seeing it clearly.
Well, I think it's just a matter of planning. I mean, you know, if you have a cutoff day, and other school districts do this as well. If you have a cutoff day, then people know who's coming in. They know well ahead of time, because the cutoff is in May, right?
Right, May the 3rd.
The enrollment's in May. Then, you know, the principals will be aware of how many are coming in, everybody will be aware, and they can plan accordingly. But if you allow 50 students in September to transfer in, what you gonna do then?
I'm not saying that, though. Perhaps I haven't said it clearly enough to explain what my objection is. If we have no room, we have no room. I'm so sorry we have no room. Could you please move to our county? You know, but if we don't, but to just arbitrarily say, you can't come, that is very different from saying, I am sorry, but every one of our classes is filled to capacity already.
But you're not arbitrarily
Yes.
saying, no, you're not, because
Yes,
you
you are.
have a clear policy that
It
these
does not
people,
start until February.
will be aware of, and it will be published on the website.
But it will not start till February. That means that for the next 6 or 7 months, nobody can try to enter.
Right.
Ms. Hurst, it does say on page 2 of the
Okay.
JFAB,
Wait a
you
minute.
look at the window, applications received after 90 days will be considered late transfers, may be considered at the discretion of superintendent. So he could, I mean, if,
You mean if somebody applied now, although I couldn't find the application on the internet, then they might be considered if there
it
is a
could be
position
considered. If
vacant?
we have,
That's
yes.
what it says.
That's what it says,
There's
it
a
right there in
loophole.
the policy.
Okay.
May be considered.
What paragraph is that in?
That's under, it's the 5th paragraph under annual transfer enrollment window. It's that first paragraph, the very last sentence.
Received after 90 days will be considered. So in other words, if somebody wanted to get their child on a waiting list, they would be allowed to apply now for a waiting list if a position became available. How did they get the application?
It's online. It's online.
Okay. Thank you.
That one's been online. Like I said, we did make that change I requested last time too.
Okay, you're right, I forgot about that. So in other words, we're not saying nobody can come, we're saying you may apply if you get the application, and you may apply as a late applicant. And if we have openings, we will take you in the order in which you apply.
And it can be considered.
Okay, thank you for explaining that, because I really missed out on that. I apologize. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, you've heard the recommendation from the superintendent concerning second reading of policy JFAB, admission of non-resident students, interdistrict transfers, and JFAB-R, the administrative rule for admission of non-resident students, interdistrict transfers. Do I have a motion concerning the second reading of these policies?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we approve the second reading of policy JFAB and, for the admission of non-resident students in the interdistrict and intradistrict.
It's only interest.
Thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Eccles. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Ms. Griffin. Any discussion?
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
This is only for inter-district, not
Yes.
for, nobody in our district saying, I'm going from Bamberg to Denmark, to Denmark to Bamberg.
That doesn't affect them.
I'm sorry, I thought I heard Ms. Eccles include that. I apologize if I misheard. It is just in our,
Yeah, this is just enter. That's outside the district, inside the district. Okay? Any other discussion, questions? Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the second reading signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hear none, and it carries.
thank you, Jessica.
All right, next on the agenda is a revision of the 2026-27 district calendar. Mr. Ulmer.
All right, so tonight before you, I'm asking that we revise the 26-27 calendar. Believe it or not, the multiple people did look at this calendar and we all missed this. It is an even year. Because it's an even year, we have to take November 3rd off. Any state-supported school or identity is required to be closed on November 3rd. So that was a day that we had scheduled for school. What I'm proposing is that you look at October the 6th, which is the end of the first 9 weeks. Previously, or currently, we have the 7th scheduled as a work day, and we have the 8th and 9th as inclement weather days. Okay, so we would have end of the 9 weeks, end of the grading period, and then the kids and students would have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. Work day, inclement weather, inclement weather. We have to have 3 inclement weather days during the school year. We have 4. Okay? What I'm proposing is that we bump the PD day, which is the 7th, back to the 8th. I've already looked at the schedule. We don't have anything on the books that we can't move from the 7th to the 8th. Okay? And the 9th would still be an inclement weather day. So we would just exchange November the 3rd for one of those inclement weather days, but we would have school. So it wouldn't be an inclement weather day anymore. So what that would look like is the 6th would be a school day, the 7th would be a school day, 8th would be a work day, the 9th would be an inclement weather day, and then November the 3rd would be off for all, as required by state law.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry to say. That seems like a great solution, and you still do get a little bit of fall break
Yes,
after
ma'am.
work. Has it ever, were there a lot of reasons why it was decided there should be a whole week in November? Because sometimes that might be a little too long for kids.
Well, when we consolidated, Denmark schools had the week of November the 3rd, note that week off.
Right?
The district decided to utilize that whole week off, and everybody that I've talked to in the schools are, they enjoy having that week off. So it has stayed that way.
I wonder if we could consider maybe not having the entire week off, perhaps next year.
Can you consider this meeting?
Thank you.
Well, we can talk about that when we make the calendar for next year. I mean, this calendar was approved when? Back in March or April or something
Right.
like that? And we're just amending this because of Election Day, and nobody realized that it was an election day. All right, you've heard the recommendation for the revision of the district calendar. Mr. Ulmer, if this passes, please make sure that all our parents and everybody understands. You might want to write it out, a letter or something like that. You've heard the recommendation from the superintendent for the revision of the 26-27 district calendar. Can I get a motion for this amendment? Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the altercation of the calendar for 26-27 as has been stated to comply with the state law.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Bunch. Thank you, Ms. Bunch. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of the revision of the 26-27 district calendar signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hear none, and it is approved. All right, next on the agenda is visitors' comments. We have no visitors' comments or visitor that's signed up. So next on the agenda is executive session. A, to accept legal advice in relation to superintendent's evaluation and contract for 26-27 school year, to discuss the personnel budget 2026-2027, to discuss employment and personnel matters related to personnel recommendation for hire, personnel recommendations for resignation, and to discuss matters related to the release of students. What is the pleasure of the board in regards to entering executive session?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
move at this time we enter into executive session for the reasons you have stated, which are accepting legal advice in relation to the superintendent's evaluation and contract for the 26-27 year, to discuss personnel, budget, to discuss employment, personnel matters related to recommendations for hire or recommendations for resignation, and to discuss matters related to release of students. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Coker. All those in favor, any discussion? All those in favor of going into executive session signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, we will enter executive session. Okay. Members of the board, I will entertain a motion concerning going out of executive session and entering open session.
Mr. Porter,
Yes, ma'am.
at this time, I would like to move that we leave executive session and return to open session.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Griffin. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of going into open session and exiting executive session signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hear none. We are in open session. I'll now entertain any motions from meeting in executive session.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we authorize you as board chair in consultation with the district's legal counsel to enter into agreement with Dennis Ulmer confirming the terms of his assignment as interim superintendent, including that effective July 1st, 2026, he will receive an additional supplement of $2,100 monthly, as well as a monthly automobile allowance of $600 and a 3% annuity while he serves as the district's interim superintendent.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Bunch. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Hurst. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hear none, and that is passed. I'll entertain any other motions.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we accept the FY 26-27, I'm sorry, the first reading of the FY 26-27 budget in the amount of $27,120,779.59.
Thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Eccles. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Bamberg. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the first reading of the 26-27 budget signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that first reading is approved. Any other motions from the executive session?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we accept the, release of students, 1 through 14. I think it's 14. 15, 1 through 15.
Okay. Thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Eccles for the release of students 1 through 15. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Griffin and Ms. Hurst. Thank y'all. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hear none. Any other motions from executive session? Was that all? Do we not have resignations? No?
It was,
FY.
it was in the FY.
We did have
Okay.
one,
Oh, we have one.
All right, good.
C2.
It's been a long night. Okay, all right, thank y'all. We
We did have
We
one
did have one.
did have
one.
one.
resignation.
Okay, so can I get a motion concerning a resignation?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we accept the recommendation of resignation for employee C.
Okay. Thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Eccles. Do I have a second? Second from Ms. Hurst. Thank you. All those signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hear none?
I think it was 2A. Wasn't it 2A?
I believe, yeah.
C2A? Okay.
Is that what she said?
Okay, I amend my my motion, and I make a motion that we approve the recommendation for resignation for employee C2A.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Eccles. We have a motion from Ms. Eccles for the amended motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second from Ms. Bamberg. Thank you, Ms. Bamberg. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, and that is approved. Okay, next on the agenda is board comments. I'm just gonna open it up. Anybody who's got a comment?
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to announce that a student from this school district named Hampton Jowers won the first place for all 8th graders that entered the National Garden Club Recycled Art Sculpture Contest across the entire country.
Wow.
Very good.
Awesome.
That is,
That is awesome.
congratulations.
May I have permission to write an article for the paper? Okay, I tried to get it printed tonight, but my printer's not working.
Wow.
Hers, what was his name again, or hers?
Isn't it Hampton Jowers? Carl
Okay.
Jowers' son.
Okay.
Better known as Dirk.
He made, here,
That's
here,
incredible.
yeah, that's his sculpture, recycle, it's a spider. And it wrote his name. But if you want, can I pass it?
That is awesome.
That is very cool.
Yeah, so his thing was evaluated locally for the state, then it went up to a 5-state area, and then it went to the national.
Okay.
First.
Any other comments?
I'd just like to say I visited the schools in both Denmark and in Bamberg, and just kind of checking out how the cleanliness was. And for the most part, everybody was very satisfied with the way it's been maintained. I guess they're happy with this new agency, Bud Company, and that's great. And it was good to hear that. And I talked with some of the workers, and most of them said, you know, they liked the direction it was going. And of course, some said it was a transition, you know, anytime you're doing something different from what you're used to. But as a whole, everybody's pretty satisfied.
Thank you.
I just want to say congratulations on the first day, students back for the school year. I know my kids said they had a great day. I hope it went well for everyone. Thank you to all the teachers and faculty and staff that are part of making that day happen, and we're off to a great start, I think.
Good, thank you.
Yep.
Wish everybody the best of luck to have the best year ever.
Yes.
Yes.
I also want to say just welcome back, and I thank everybody for the sacrifice of the short summer, everything that all the teachers and staff and administrators had to do to just get everybody prepared. I hope it's a great, a great 26-27 year. And sorry it had to start off as a rainy one, but welcome back.
Anybody else? Let's go back. You got anything else? Ms. Bamberg? No?
Welcome back.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, I know that people have mixed emotions about the start of school, but I know that y'all will soon get in the swing of things, and it'll be like you never left. And to some of y'all, it might have been like you never left. But I want to say I appreciate the work that was done over the summer by our district office staff and our principals and our custodians, and hopefully we'll have one of the best years ever. All I ask is teachers, make your students accountable, principals, make your teachers accountable, and let's do what we're here for, and that's to instruct these children so that they'll have a better future. Having said that, I will now entertain a motion for us to adjourn.
Mr. Sheriff,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we adjourn.
Thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Hurst to
Second.
adjourn. Got a second from Ms. Eccles. Thank you, Ms. Eccles. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank y'all.